guys, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. This is going to be a collective reading for the sign of Taurus. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers, this video may be for you. So take what resonates for you all, leave the rest behind. So this will be for October of 2022. So let's see. I hope you guys are doing well. I am available for personal readings on a limited basis, and that information can be found in the description box below, as well as in the About section of the page. And I think that's about it for messages as far as that goes anyhow. So let's dive into your October reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment. For those of you that may be new, I am Nicole. Welcome. And if you're returning, thanks for returning, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I got cards all over the place. Story of my life. Tons and tons of decks of cards. So let's get an overall energy for the reading, and then we're gonna take a look at the past, the present, and then the future energy that's coming out for you all, and do a little bit of clarification and see what's going on in October. So, all right. Spirit guides, angels, what is good for Taurus for the month of October, please? Taurus, the month of October. Taurus collective, month of October, please, Spirit. Let's see. Trying to start something new. I'm hearing the words call back from Spirit, calling something back. Not knowing how to do it, feeling a little stuck. Yeah. The soul owns you. Let's see. I don't know. You never know what's going to come from Spirit, so. Cards for Taurus, please, Spirit. I feel like you guys are blocking something. Blocking abundance is coming through. Taurus, please. Taurus, please, Spirit. Guys, that same summons card, I've seen it on the split twice, and there it is again. What are you calling back? What are you trying to work on? Kind of get this feeling of the need to take a different approach. So playful and lust. Kind of like the devil card to me in this particular deck. This is the wisdom of the House of Night Oracle, and then the High Priestess of Spirit. 4, 4, 4, 4, 8, and 6. Spirit is saying magic is at hand, and I feel like you're very concentrated on a specific outcome. So this may be tied to expectation. You're gonna have to learn to be a little more chilled out about it, a little more playful about the situation. It's kind of like, I don't know, kind of reminds me of a carrot dangling in front of this kitty. Like, bat at it and see what happens. Test it out, see what happens. But I also feel like your soul is calling for something more. I feel like Spirit is trying to work with you. I feel like you've got ancestors behind you. You've got guides behind you. But there is this obsessive poison type energy. You may be playing with fire as well, as how it comes across to me. Be cautious of the people you're dealing with right now. Because to me, it's like, whew, God, this is heavy. It's almost like the need to check out. So whether this is truthfully, a lust type situation, if this is anything that's feeding the ego, I'm hearing the need to drown things out. If you are entangling with somebody, I feel like for some of you, wow, these cards are so powerful today for you all. Someone may be very fixated on you at this time, and they're playing games with you. Cross watcher, if you're doing this to Taurus, for shame. Taurus, if you're doing this with somebody else or something else, for shame. Because it's like, to me, Spirit is just, they're saying like, you completed a cycle, right? You had a good idea of what it is that you needed to do or where you needed to go. But I also feel like Spirit is just like, you ever see those memes on Facebook and it's like, when my angels come in and they tell me to do this, but I do just the opposite, they're like, oh my God, you know? That's kind of how it feels, like, oh, here we go again. I don't know what you guys are doing, but shit. Like, be careful. Be careful of what you're entangling yourself in. Because I do feel like either someone's coming towards you and kind of dangling things in front of you. It's like enticing you to do something. But that energy doesn't feel good. It feels very toxic to me. So let's see. Let's see the past energy. Knight of Earth, Knight of Water. All right. I got little hands and these are big cards. Three of Earth. So you've got the Five of Water, Three of Earth, Mercury retrograde, thank you. And then the Ten of Earth. So Five of Cups, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the past energies. You may have been disappointed with an outcome of a situation, maybe sulking, sobbing over the situation as well. But I want to say, you know, for every negative that we can pick out in something, there's also a positive to that. You may be being forced to learn in the past how to work with people on a different plane, because it's almost like you got to start something new to be creative, because you go from the Five of Water to the Three of Earth to the Ten of Earth. Like, I want to say at least you're surrounded by people. So there may have been a point where you could have ended up in a state of isolation where you're not, you didn't see things that it could be a positive rather than a negative. So it's always, you know, every situation we can sustain a loss, but through that loss we gain something new. We may sustain isolation for a little while, but in that maybe we now have time to find clarity of ourselves and things of that nature. So there's always going to be a positive for every negative. It's always going to depend on your perspective and how you're choosing to see things at that time. So, you know, turn your frown upside down. Like, don't see everything as glass half empty. So, all right, let's check out the present energies. Energy for Taurus, please, Spirit. King of Water. King of Cups, actually. One card for the present for Taurus, please. Are you getting in touch with your emotions? Are they heavy? Yeah, King of Water, renewal, and the Three of Air. So in the future, or not the future, I'm sorry, in the present energy, you've got the King of Water, the renewal, and the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords. You may feel as if your emotions are really starting to come into play right now, and I'm not surprised at seeing a lot of signs that are coming into this. Heart space is trying to open, trying to begin anew. I feel like your visions of the past may have not worked out the way that you had planned them for, or planned them to. You still have this vision, but it's understanding that the next time around you're going to have to do things differently. King of Water, coming from that five of Cups to the King of Cups, you may have been dealing with a Scorpio at some point. It is very much understanding that you're going to have to learn how to open up and truly listen to people who are compassionate towards you. You may be coming into more of a compassionate energy. This Three of Air is asking you for forgiveness. You may be in a space right now where you're learning how to forgive. You understand that to move into something new, this renewal, that there's a need to forgive the past, maybe forgive yourself, forgive other people, make amends with the situations at hand. Because if you want to get, where you were in this Ten of Earth energy, this Ten of Pentacles energy, maybe that didn't work out. Like I said earlier, before these cards, the present energy came out, you may have thought that this was the way things were going to be, and it came out as great sadness. There was some type of sabotaging energy. It could have been from you, it could have been from somebody else, or just it could have been divine intervention is really how it comes across to me. When I see this card of renewal, you see that this family there, but you see the angel in the background who's going, it's almost like I'm hearing justice is served. This dynamic had to shift, this dynamic had to change. So you may be coming into a space of complete realization at this time how things have got to be different for you moving forward in life. So let's take a look at the future energy, what Taurus is dealing with in October. In Libra season 2, hearth, home, family life, comforts. So, that could be playing a role, but I keep hearing Scorpio, and I keep looking at that King of Water. So you may have been dealing with a Scorpio. Got a lot of cups and a lot of earth energy here, so. Future for Taurus, please. Future for Taurus. Queen of Cups, that too, to me, is always Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer energy there. All right, let's see. Queen of Cups, Justice, and like I said, didn't have the Justice card out, but I said there's justice is occurring, and right below that we have Justice. And then one more card for the future, please, for Taurus. I feel like that overall energy too, and I'm going to pause for a quick second, shuffling. This is, to me, something new. Like, again, playing with fire, maybe coming out of this situation. It does feel like present energy to me. One more card, please, Spirit. I'm hearing, as I'm shuffling, nothing's coming out, so it could be a little bit of a blockage, but I'm also hearing, from Spirit, I don't know. So, you may be undecided. Our free will is always at the forefront of every decision that we make and how things are going to turn out in the long run. So I kind of feel like you guys are stuck on what that third thing is, if that makes sense to you. I'm trying to. One more card for Taurus. One more card for Taurus. Nine of Air. Yeah, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. And then underlying all that, we've got energy of Cancer. We've got the Chariot. Okay, guys. Okay, futuristic energy, right? Queen of Water or Queen of Cups. We've got Justice, the Nine of Air, Nine of Swords. I do believe that somebody is up in their head about you, or vice versa, because it's there's a recognition, recognition. I think I'm saying that right. You're recognizing that you're going to have to come from a more loving space. And I also have got divine pair here of King of Water, Queen of Water. So King of Cups, Queen of Cups, where this is soul level. Spirit is saying soul level, the emotional level of things. Maybe you weren't open in the emotion aspects. You've got the Five of Water, where there's a lot of defeat when it came to this emotional connection of the past. This to me really seems to be family oriented, and it also seems to be very much love related. We know how I feel about love readings, but whatever is to come out comes out, right? This Justice had to. It's finally learning or needing to learn to do what is right, just to stand in integrity, stand in what is just and fair for everybody. That it's not just about you or not just about them. That it had to come out this way. It had to be this way, and I feel like there's an understanding, but it also leads to this anxietized feeling of just I'm hearing death, and when I say death, it's a metaphorical death, needing to put an end to the stresses related to the situation. It's going to take a lot of healing. It's going to take a lot of self-discipline. It's going to take a lot of work to work through these past sorrows of things that didn't work out. Because to renew, we have to strike a new balance, right? And I feel like you're getting your balance, the balance is coming in, and it just may not be the way that you thought it was going to be, or the way that it should have been. Maybe things didn't turn out the way you expected them to, because we went from the 10 of Earth to the 3 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. Very much in your head, I'm hearing a need for an apology. Well, maybe you want to apologize to somebody for something. I feel a lot of sadness attached to this, actually, Taurus, and I hate to say that, but that's the truth. But you've got to be cautious of an expectation tied to something, because the scales are always going to balance one way or another. It might take a while to come back around, but they always have to balance out so that we can start that new process. So let's do a little bit of clarifying. Let's clarify the Chariot here and see what's going on. Spirit is saying you need to hit a milestone. So, for each of you, that's going to be different on what that milestone exactly is. So we've got the 8 of Wands clarifying that. Communication, like I said, the need to apologize, right? So, that communication may need to come in. I'm hearing write a letter. And even if Spirit's saying, even if you have to hold on to it until the timing is right. But there's a need to apologize. And we got the Chariot clarifying the Chariot movement. Some of you may be looking to relocate. Some of you may be looking to change jobs, change even the people in your life, that movement. And then again, you've got that 5 of Cups underneath all of that. So there may be, this need to move forward, and through that, you need to make some change. The horse is strong. He's steady. He's fast when he needs to be. He also knows when to slow down and just, trot along when he has to as well. So right now, I think you're being asked to keep up a given pace using that self-disciplinary energy, so that you can make better achievements for yourself. Like, I feel like it's there, the opportunity, the divine spirit, whatever, has provided you with this opportunity to rectify a situation, maybe for yourself or with other people. Allow that to take place. Allow that to do what it needs to for you. You've got the reins in your hand. You get to pick your direction. And maybe this particular direction, this movement, is going to require a lot of strong will and effort on your behalf. But you can do this. So it's up to you to make that call as to how you're going to move forward. But integrity just keeps coming through. Move forward in integrity. Just doing the right thing, holding accountability and responsibility to make better decisions is really how that comes through. All right, so let's clarify that 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. This to me is self-sabotage. Like, I will hurt me before I let you hurt me is kind of how this comes across. So very protective of this space within you right now, or in the past. Oh, Taurus, what are you doing? Oh, thank God this is past energy. I hope that you guys are truly past this space, because you've got the 3 of Swords and the Moon. Again, like, I'm going to self-sabotage. I'll create my own pain before I'm going to let you create my own pain. But I feel like this was, a made-up scenario in your head. Like, you just was like, I forget what card it was that I'd seen somewhere here. So that 9 of Air, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like it's always been this way, so I know it's going to turn out this way again. Well, yeah, if you want to live in that state of, yeah, this is how it is, then you're going to continue to relive that. Moon energy there with that as well. Like, it was an illusion. You were feeding yourself a line of bullshit and illusion that it's always going to be this way. So whether it was trying to get out of a work situation, trying to get out of a relationship situation, a family dynamic, whatever the hell it was, like, if this is the way you're forever going to see it, this is the way that it's going to be. Only you have the ability to change that. Your thoughts become, the things around you. And your thoughts become the feeling becomes the action, the external environment that you're now living in. You've created that space. So again, this, you may be watching somebody who did this, and this may be you that's doing this. And in that place, you're creating your own pain and suffering. by living in that illusion. So I don't feel like it needed to turn out that way. Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Cups again. Those Fives of Cups, oh, there's a lot of sorrow and regret, and that was with the Tower. Oh, Taurus. And then you got the Ten of Earth sitting there, the Ten of Cups, and then you've got the Ten of Cups here with the Tower and the Five of Cups over top. Like you guys really self-sabotaged. You know, whoever this is for, you know, here, and this was soulmate stuff. You may have been dealing with a Scorpio. I told you that's Scorpio energy. Ace of Wands, new ideas, new thoughts, new feel. Like, guys, there's not a sign that I don't love. We all have our quirks, we all have our pros, we all have our cons, we all have healing, we all have soul work to do, we all have shadow work to do. We excel, we regress sometimes, like we're all there. So I love every single one of you. I do. Sending you all of my love. But you guys self-sabotaged a situation of the past because you refused to work together with somebody. Or if this person is refusing to work with you, Taurus, this could be the case as well. What you thought was your Ten of Cups, what may have possibly been your Ten of Cups, was like playing fucking cat and mouse. Oh, guys, this was meant to teach you something. This was absolutely, this past energy, golly, was meant to teach you how not to do things. Like, and I feel like for some of you, this is a repetitive thing. For others of you, it seems like you repeat it, but it goes like a prolonged period. Like you've learned, so for like say 6 years, you do things the right way, we'll call it. You know, there is no necessarily right or wrong, but the right way. And then you repeat it again. Like each time the length becomes longer in not repeating the cycle, but it's still happening. Gosh, we're at 22 minutes already. Holy Toledo. Okay, Ten of Earth. Devil in the reverse. This situation of the past called you to take a very strong look at yourself, to look at your own demons. And I feel like that was a lot of work for you. Some of you just may not have been willing to go there. You'd rather just stay wrapped up, protected, and just still. Father of Pentacles, there you are, Taurus. Yeah, it was card of Libra, what I talked about. This is Libra season, so this season may be very important to you. We could Aries there as well. You were really being asked to examine yourself at that time, whatever this time period is for you. This could have been 6 months ago, this could have been yesterday, this could be today, this could be tomorrow, who knows, right? There's no time constraint on tarot, but you were being asked to really examine yourself, and I don't feel like you were doing that. Looking at your own demons and understanding where your own toxic traits sat. Because if you can get past that, you do step into this Ten of Cups, you do step into this Ten of Pentacles. But I feel like it was very materialistically driven instead of taking a look within. And that's the problem at the end of the day. So let's take a look at this King of Water. Verify the King of Water for Taurus, please. Give me that one card. So let's see. The World. Wishing you could go back and do things differently, not wanting to close out a cycle. Ace of Cups, wanting to come in and offer love. So Taurus, there you are again. I'm hearing like a stubborn energy going, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to stop. But you also understand you cannot relive what you've just done. Again, I tell everyone all the time, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's not going to serve your higher good. There really is a need to make amends with a situation. You need to rebuild the trust. You need to understand what it is to be compassionate towards another person and be respectful of another person's, you know, emotional space, that what has happened. To heal that, you know, it's getting clarity around the emotions and understanding why things happen the way that they did. Let's clarify. Renewal. Oh gosh, they're throwing out the... Now you want to come in and work together. Working towards firmer foundations, solid foundations, trying to step into that loving energy, that loving space. 3, 4 to the Son of Cups. I do think that you can, but I also feel like you're very guarded. Lying, cheating, stealing, deception. That 7 of Swords happened to show its face. If you're coming back in for, sorry guys, my eye's itching. You need to come back with the best of intentions. You need to be honest. You need to be trustworthy. You need to be well-grounded, well-focused. 3 of Air, you've got the 2 of Cups, the Emperor, Aries, and the 2 of Swords. How do I approach this person is what I'm hearing. How do I approach this? I want to show a better, more stable, grounded connection of myself. 2, 2, and then the 4, splitting that. So, you know, it's like you want to show a better side of yourself, but it's almost like I'm hearing, can we cross paths again? I feel like on a soul level, the souls are speaking to each other going, will we cross paths again? Will we come back to this place? Do I want to come back to this place, but I still have love for this situation or this person? I feel like you're both, you know, if you're dealing, again, this can be a work thing, but I feel like this is more love and family related. This could be a family member as well, where you're trying to reconnect with them and start something over. But there's this need to both be in a very stable position, but even through that, there is confusion that surrounds the situation. Like, I've got burnt before, will I get burnt again? You know, people's actions, you're gonna have to see them for who they are, not what you want them to be in this present time. So I feel like there's a lot of regret attached to this, a lot of, you know, wanting to do things over, offering love, but also feeling the need to protect your space. I say, listen to your intuition. Your intuition tells you everything you need to know, everything that you need to know in that moment. Trust that. So, Queen of Water here. Let's see what's up. Future energy. For the Queen of Water. Okay. Yeah. You've got the Sun, the Lovers, the Gemini energy, Leo energy, and the 6 of Cups with the 6 of Wands, victory and success. So I do feel like for some of you, if you take the approach of healing and coming in with firm foundations of yourself, if you know you're not dealing with somebody that's toxic and trying to lie, deceit, and cheat you, you know, this could be somebody new coming in, but I also feel like with those 2 6s sitting there, the roots have been planted for a long time for whatever this connection is to transform. You may be giving to yourself at this time, and I think there's a great need to give to yourself at this time as well. Spirit's saying this may be a 20-year cycle, so I'm not sure how that plays out for you in particular. Everybody's going to be different. But it's learning how to stand in grace. It's learning how to be at peace within this situation, the choices that you're making, knowing that you're coming from a higher state of, again, I'm going integrity. Integrity is really sitting here at the forefront of this message. You know, the geese, they work together. You know, when you look at the geese on the card, I don't know if I got an eyelash in my eye or what. Gosh, seeing the need to see clearly, right? You know, geese work together. They come together in these groups. They know whoever needs to lead leads, and they do their thing, right? We're in that time where they're starting to fly off. But there is this need to work together and to pull things to where you're doing it together rather than on a separate level. I do believe that healing is at hand here in the future, but you still have that 7 of Swords. You're not trusting something. You're not even trusting your own wish fulfillment. You're not trusting that it's going to lead to a successful place. You know, you guys seem to get so close so often when I do readings for Taurus, and it's like just that little bit. And I really feel like there's so much soul growth that needs to occur for you guys. And I'm not putting you down. I'm not dissolving, discrediting anything that you've done to date. We all learn, we all live, and sometimes, guilty myself, like we repeat things until we get it. And that's okay. But it's what we do moving forward that's going to define where we're heading. And, but you got to learn that not everybody is out to attack you. There are some people who genuinely want to see you succeed, but you have to be able to work with them to meet that. So let's clarify this Justice card. Oh, cheese and crackers. Hold on a minute here. Everything's flying out. Sometimes the tough lessons are lessons of love, believe it or not. Like, that's really how this is coming across. Like, what do they call that? What's the word I'm looking for? Or the phrase I'm looking for? Tough love sometimes is genuinely needed to get you to open your eyes to see something differently. That Justice card there, and then you've got the Father of Wands in reverse. This is very, very much a me energy. The Three of Cups, the Hierophant, the Star. Okay. I hear you saying, I did, I gave. Did you? I feel like, with this Father of Wands in reverse, that's ego to me. Very much ego to me. Did you? Did you give? Did you try? Did you strive? And if you're dealing with someone who's going, well, I gave you this, I did this, I gave, it's almost like somebody, well, you owe me. Would it just be fair to say, just call it a draw? That's what I really want to say, is like, call it a draw. Like, everybody had to put something in. Whether it was enough or not is irrelevant at this point. Like, did you just put in? Did you do your part? Like, nobody has to owe anybody anything. And if you feel slighted, is that your ego speaking to you? Or were you relying on somebody else to do things for you rather than with you? So I would take a very strong look at that, because that's the need of balance right there. That's what needs to be rectified to see healing in that space as well. Let's clarify this Nine of Air, guys, and we're going to wrap this up. Got the Mother of Pentacles. You may be missing someone's comforts, somebody's stability, because to me, it's like they gave it to you effortlessly. The Six of Swords, right? Yeah, Six of Swords there. There was too much conflict for the situation, or is too much conflict. This may even be somebody not trusting you. You've got the Five of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Mother of Swords, and the Five of Swords underneath all of that. And the Nine of Swords again. You guys, all this swords energy, you're over, like, whoever you've dealt with, and, Mother of Pentacles too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You guys, I still feel like you're living in part of the past with this energy, the way it's coming out. Like, as much as you start to move forward, there's a backslide into this. And it's like you're trying to very heavily protect yourself. I want to just say, like, with that moon energy that sticks out so heavy to me, are you protecting yourself from something that really is a sincere threat to your stability, or is it an illusion of the self-fulfilling prophecy? Did this situation manifest from a place that wasn't just a lesson, but because you're so used to that? It is time to move on from it all. There is just, it is time to move on and move in a different direction. You can examine the past and find a place of renewal and space and the need to heal. But, you know, for those of you, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, look it up. If you don't know what it is, look it up. Ho'oponopono. And work on that. If this is family related, if this is love related, if this is work related, whatever it is for you, you know your situation, find a space of forgiveness and understand that not everybody is out to do harm to you. And in the process of you thinking that way, you may be doing more harm to yourself than is necessary at this point. I feel like I'm hearing there's a need for sunshine. Like there's a need for happiness here for you guys. It's really, you know, letting go of the past and rectifying situations and standing in integrity and in truth and not to self-sabotage along the way. It's time to take a very strong inner look at you and resolve past traumas or disappointments or hurt or pain. Because when this comes in for you to make movement, it's coming in pretty hot and heavy. But it's also going to be life-changing if you allow it. And if you're dealing with somebody that you've played cat and mouse with, I really feel like with that High Priestess of Spirit, you're being asked to heal that situation, whether it's just internally within you or with that person or situation. You have to find peace with the situation internally before anything else can happen. So, you know, around your birthday, Taurus season, like I said, what is it, April, I said, sticks out to me. So, you know, you'll see in time. But I feel like Libra season is the space where you start to examine the self and the comforts of life. All right, let's see. Even though Libra, you know, is an air sign, like, I don't know why the emotional aspects of it stick out so much to me, but it really does. I'm hearing it's all about the cups. So healing that heart space, healing that emotional space. I feel like there was a space where there were things being created and they just kind of stopped. But now you get to rewrite a story. You get to do it on your own terms. Make sure you're cleaning up around you. I don't know why, so it might be a good time to purge and straighten things out. Don't numb the pain. You're gonna have to work with the pain. Evanescence's Bring Me to Life is coming up. So I don't know if somebody's been listening to that or that's something you need to hear. Oh my God. Well, apparently that was an important thing because everything is just thrown out like massive. Okay. Cards of advice for Taurus for October, please. I don't even know what to title this video. Like, there is so much. I think I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, like there's like 5 decks laying here. Sacred Fool. It's time to start a new journey. Inspiration. What feels good to you? Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. And that kind of popped out when I was shuffling. Do not let people puppeteer you around. Don't let them own you and control you. Don't let vices control your life. You know, release. I kind of feel like there's parts of you that are caged in, that are like being wrapped up real tight. You feel kind of confined. Cut loose from that, release from that. Don't let other things in life control you. Inspiration. Some of you may be using work as a distraction at this time to keep from thinking about things. But I feel like if you're keeping busy though, you're also, there's something creative about that. So you may be getting some new ideas and thoughts. And then this last one underneath, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. Again, it's time to heal. Got those DNA strands on there. There's a nest of eggs on this card. It's really a very beautiful Very beautiful card. You know, there's space. Again, those comforts of home. That nest is home to the birds. You know, that's where they start a new life, enjoying the world for the first time. But in there's a lot of healing and regeneration that takes place. And I really feel like you guys are in a place right now to renew and regenerate yourselves, so that, you know, you're moving through the healing, and part of healing is forgiveness for the things of the past. It's also being appreciative of the things that we have, recognizing where, you know, things could have worked out differently, but they didn't because they weren't supposed to. We're being directly and divinely guided where we need to go. Let it happen for you. Excuse me. It snuck up on me out of nowhere. Be still. I would meditate on the third eye chakra, because you need to see things a little differently, and I think you will if you allow that to happen naturally for you. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. We are at 40 minutes long reading. Don't play cat and mouse anymore, though. Like, if you're going to come forward in something, do it authentically. If you're dealing with somebody who's not coming forward authentically and they're trying to play this game with you, you need to cut them loose. They're not serving your highest good. You're getting caught in a rat race of distraction that's not going to be serving of you, you know, in the long run. So pay attention to that. That's very important. Taurus, I won't say that this is the best reading, but I won't say that it's the worst reading, because it's asking you to address some things. And when we address things, we get to move into a different space in life and part of our soul's growth. So I don't think that this is a bad reading, but it's understanding the toxic things that happened along the way. You know, with this, I keep going back to this King of Cups real quick, and not wanting to close out that cycle. I just want to say, if you feel love, if you feel true, genuine love, it's not up to somebody to read your mind. You've got to speak. So speak about it, talk about it, address it. It's time to make movement forward. And, you know, I think it is time to close out this cycle. And if you need to close out the cycle and start it new somehow, you can. But don't keep living in the past. It's kind of like, you know, for some of you too, it may be, and a little extra message here, it kind of came up. It's like, and I'm going to use this solely as an example. If someone has cheated on you, and you know, you're married and you decide to stay together, you really have to heal and come into a place of acceptance of that if you're going to move forward, because if not, you're going to carry resentment into this new beginning that you're trying to start, going, oh, this will never happen again. So if you haven't truly healed that resentment is going to linger. The anger for the situation is going to linger, and you're never going to be able to really move forward, because it's always going to be an underlying thing. So you have to find true forgiveness. Really, I mean, this is really about true forgiveness of the past so that you can move forward. So, all right, guys, I'm sending you all of my love. I hope you're doing well. Blessings to you in the month of October, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you. Bye.